So one of the things is, even though I don't come off as or start out with like a big social mission, I do think that the creation of art, the art is healing, the art is helping us to see another part of the world and how we live, is actually a really deep mission. So my art is mostly sort of meant to be happy, whimsical, a little bit thought-provoking maybe. And that is kind of where its depth comes from. So I don't really start out, with a big problem. I really start out with a blank canvas, and I like to go on an adventure. I came to art as part of my sort of what I call a midlife correction or adjustment. I guess not a correction, adjustment. Yeah. My early career was as a journalist, and I lived and worked many years in Japan and traveled around Asia. Yeah. And I love journalism. In many ways, sort of art and journalism have some interesting connections. So I kind of thought, what would I do if I could do anything that I didn't care if I was good at it and if I made money at it? Mostly I didn't care what people thought. And so I signed up for adult ed classes at the Museum of Fine Arts. I thought, well, I'll take a collage class. That'll be fun. Because I hate drawing, actually. I never liked drawing as a kid. I was the kid in the class that, really, the teacher thought was pathetic. When I applied to be an exchange student, and I wound up living for a year with a Japanese family in a very small town in Tochigi Prefecture, and loved it. I went to an all-Japanese girls' high school, and loved my Japanese family. They were terrific people. I studied Japanese studies at Stanford, and then I got an opportunity to go back to Japan. Cool. So Japan is definitely a part of my artwork, the materials I like, kind of a sensibility. I love their handmade papers. I love their bamboo. I love what they can do with bamboo. I love their lacquerware. The creating of the art, the very making of the art is where the artist's energy goes. And so that artist's energy is in the work. And if that energy speaks to other people, that's why they like that work. Painting is kind of like, I've begun over the years, in the last few years, I've begun to see it more and more like what I liked about journalism, is that it's a storytelling. It can be an amazing storytelling vehicle. I actually really like telling stories. I loved it as a journalist. And it's really intriguing to tell stories without words. And that's, for me, what the visual arts are. I see what kind of story. What I really love about art, which is a little more freeing than journalism, is there's no right way to tell that story. There's just like my way that day, and it might be different the next day. That kind of flexibility of thinking, of awareness, of being in the world is going to be important for whatever career you choose. Whether you're a doctor or a finance or a construction person, anything. Looking at the world in new ways continually is how we all grow and how we all have something to contribute. So learning art, I don't know if we learn art, practicing art, never is going to be useless. It's always going to be valuable. I think the problem in our society is that society is valuing money and that, art is worth something if it's, the $100 million painting. Art is worth something if you're happy making it and if you're happy having it in your life.